Well, today in court, there was a witness who kind of closed the loop on Cassie's relationship with Michael B. Jordan, and it seems to be more than just being on the same movie set, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. I want to start with alleged victim number 4, who goes by the name Mia. It's an alias. She is one of the people who is testifying where the judge has granted her anonymity. She is on the stand, but everybody in the courtroom has been warned. Do not reveal her identity. Do not even give a physical description of her. And that was the deal. The judge has made it clear. If anybody violates that, there will be severe consequences. Okay, so she testified, excuse me, that she was Diddy's ex-assistant. She said he raped her, sexually assaulted her in various ways multiple times. He exacted unbelievable violence against her, threatened her, one point allegedly threatened to take her phone and use anything on the phone against her. Same kind of extortion that we heard when Cassie took the stand and testified on that airplane ride back from France. Diddy said, "You don't do a freak off, I'm going to release one of the freak off videos that you are profiled in and humiliate you." So she was in line with Cassie's testimony. Here's my issue. That there are some people who think that both Mia and Cassie really bolster this claim of racketeering that the prosecutors are making. And I just don't see it. I think that with Cassie, clearly we're talking about the charge of transporting people for sex under force of coercion. And I think Mia has backed that up in some ways, both on her personal story and on things she observed with Cassie. But, I don't think it's the same as blowing up Kid Cudi's car if the jury believes that Diddy did it. I don't think it's the same as burglarizing Kid Cudi's home and using people in real organized crime tactics. I am not certain that a jury is going to see a jealous, crazy boyfriend or employer the same way they would see a racketeer. And because of that, what I don't understand is why this prosecutor or the prosecutors wouldn't do all of the Cassie testimony together. In other words, do Cassie and Mia together and then do Cudi with all the racketeering allegations and the other allegations, but they seem to be hopscotching back and forth. And to me, it's not telling a tight story. So we will see if this jury ultimately says this is a form of racketeering. I just don't know that it's there. Deontay Nash, and by the way, I want to say one other thing before I get to Deontay. Capricorn, another one of his assistants, I think goes a long way on the racketeering front. And to me, it's combining Kitty and Capricorn and showing all of Diddy's tactics of holding somebody hostage, like kidnapping them for 5 days because she might have a relationship with Suge Knight. That's where you start feeling racketeering. Putting the two of them together, to me, is more powerful than separating them. And they were separated on the stand by other witnesses. And it just feels to me like you build one area and then you build the next area, but you don't hopscotch back and forth. They can always fix that in a very powerful closing argument. And the prosecutor in this case, Comey, apparently excels at closing arguments. But I just don't understand as you go along that you don't want to cement those two things differently and separately. Okay, let's get into Deontay. So Deontay was Cassie and Diddy's stylist. And up to this point, what we heard with Cassie was that Michael B. Jordan and Cassie were essentially on the same movie set. Okay, so they knew each other. But Deontay said he hooked the two of them up. So it's not just they happen to be in the same movie set. He's almost saying, I put them together. And he also says that Cassie was with an NFL player by the name of Andre Grant. So this is the defense on cross-examination talking to Deontay. And I think the reason they're doing this, in fact, I'm pretty sure, is, look, you've already heard witnesses who have said that Cassie was the victim of Stockholm Syndrome, that even though she could leave, she really couldn't because she was essentially like a battered woman. She was a battered woman. We know she was a battered woman because we saw the 2016 Intercontinental tape. So what the expert psychologist said was, don't think just because she could walk out the door meant she had free will to do that. What the defense is doing with Michael B. Jordan especially is saying, wait a minute, if the stylist to both Cassie and Diddy would feel comfortable enough to hook Michael B. Jordan up with Cassie, and Cassie was game, how did she feel trapped in the relationship with Diddy? Now, I'm not saying she wasn't, but I'm saying that was the point prosecutors are trying to make. And on that point, one of the things they got Deontay to say was Cassie was a bad singer. Now, that's relevant, again, for the same point, that what the defense is trying to show is that Cassie wasn't just enslaved in a relationship she didn't want to be in. She was in a relationship that gave her something. And when Deontay says she's a bad singer, the clear intimation is she really couldn't get success as a singer unless she had somebody like Diddy. And and that there was something in it for her. You know, at one point he said something to the effect of, well, who am I going to get next? Jay-Z is taken. So the way the defense wants to make it look is that Cassie was an opportunist. That's the way they're painting her, that she hitched her wagon to somebody who could make her famous and make her successful in a career that she might not necessarily have the talent for. So we'll see if that resonates at all with the jury. Final thing I want to say is, I think at this point, you got to wonder, is Diddy going to take the stand? Now, I spoke with Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's lead lawyer, about this in one of our Tubi documentaries, and he said, I don't think I can keep him off the stand. Well, with all due respect, I think you will keep him off the stand, Mr. Agnifilo. There is no way that Diddy will be subjected to the kind of cross-examination at the hands of Comey. There is just no way that's going to happen. And even if Diddy wants to testify, Mark Agnifilo is a great and powerful lawyer, Tenny Garrigus the same, and the other lawyers on that case as well. There is no way, in my view, no matter what Diddy wants, they will prevail upon him. There is just no way I see him taking the stand. That said, I have been surprised in other trials, but they got to start thinking about that now. And if Diddy wants to tell his story, my strong feeling is it's going to be told through other people.